I think of my great-great-aunt Vienna, I think of fried chicken. My dad used to spend his summers in high school out on the family farm, and he would often tell my sister and I stories about his childhood, many of them from his summers on the farm with Aunt Vienna and Uncle Roger. Every morning, Dad said, Aunt Vienna would wake up and judge by the arthritis in her hands how many chickens she felt she could dress that day. And then she'd tell me, "Rick, go and get 5 chickens." And I'd go out to the chicken coop, and I'd catch the chickens, and then you grab them by their head, and you swing them real quick until their head snaps off. The little bodies would run around the yard, and I'd throw the heads to the dogs, and take the chickens back to Aunt Vienna, and we'd have fried chicken for dinner. She was legendary for her cooking. Neighbors loved to receive a birthday cake baked by her. My own mother spent a few months with Aunt Vienna when my parents tried farming. Aunt Vienna and Uncle Roger hosted my mom and dad while they tried to work the family farm. Aunt Vienna taught my mom how to can and how to pickle. My mom has a whole recipe box full of Aunt Vienna's recipes. She even entered Aunt Vienna's bread and butter pickle recipe in the Orange County Fair and won first prize. Dad told many stories of his time on the farm. He would shoot mice with his BB gun in the barn. He would pick cherries for Aunt Vienna to can or make pies out of. He even learned how to drive with Uncle Roger. My great-great-Aunt Vienna was born March 23, 1933, in Decanter County, Kansas. She was born and raised in western Kansas, spending her whole life there. Married once, she had a son named Lloyd, fondly called Butch. Her first husband was killed in World War II, and she married my great-great-uncle Roger after the war. Uncle Roger also served in World War II and lost his leg. They met through family because her first husband was a cousin of Uncle Roger's. Uncle Roger and Aunt Vienna were married on February 1st, 1953. Together they would farm out in Oberlin, Kansas, mostly wheat and a little bit of cattle. They had 2 daughters, Susan and Patty Orr. Patty now lives in Cedar Ridge, Colorado, with 2 children and several grandchildren. And Susan still lives close to home in Colby, Kansas. As members of a small community, Aunt Vienna and Uncle Roger regularly attended the local church. They supported local schools. Aunt Vienna drove a school bus for 20 years, and she very much enjoyed going to the high school baseball games. She was part of a bowling league and volunteered for the American Heart Association. She was a hard worker, a good Christian, and a nurturing mother. She equipped her daughters and my own father with a good foundation of faith and good morals. Her life was by example, and her advice was always given in kindness. She died in her sleep at the age of 82 on September 14, 2015. When asked to describe her, my mother said she was kind. My father mentioned her food, and my great-uncle mentioned her happy disposition. Her own daughter commented on her loving heart. No one could tell me a single funny faux pas or a negative attribute. Aunt Vienna wasn't known for losing her temper or being sarcastic. Everyone resounded with her gentle character. I feel like I really missed something not knowing Aunt Vienna. But her memory lives on in family and all who knew her.